Hello, this is Peter with another video. Today I thought to just have a little update on some of my plants that I've got outside. Also feature these palms in particular because I've had a few questions about my palms. But also I'll feature a few other things as well. So yeah, this first one here is my Butyagrus eriospatha, which is a cross between a Butia eriospatha and I believe a queen mountain palm, which is supposed to be a more cold tolerant queen palm. Now as you can see, I've still got it in the pot that it came in, and I've had this outside most of the time. So I did bring it in for a few nights during the cold spells we had back in January and also in November, but other than that it has been outside all the time. Even in, -1, -2 degrees. Obviously I've got it on the patio here, which does keep it a little bit more sheltered. As you can see today, it's actually an incredibly sunny day. The first real sunny day we've had in weeks. I'm not even exaggerating. I can't remember a single day where we've had more than maybe 5 minutes of sun over the last 4 or 5 weeks. I think we've had just a handful of days where we've had a little bit of sun, but yeah, nothing more than a few minutes. Whereas today it's been sunny pretty much all day. It's also been quite warm as well. And yeah, the temperature, although it's not exactly boiling hot, it's about 12.5 degrees. I'll put the conversion in Fahrenheit on the screen. That's according to my sensors that I've got around the garden, including the ones that are not in direct sun at the moment. In direct sun it would be a little bit warmer, but yeah, it's not bad for the 22nd of February. Obviously spring's still not arrived yet. Meteorological spring will start on the 1st of March, of course, but typically we can still get cold temperatures well into through March and April, although they don't tend to be as bad as what we get in January and February. And yeah, it has been a relatively mild month this month, actually, February. We've had a few frosts, nothing too bad though, just a very light frost here and there. I think we got down to about -1 once or twice. That's about the lowest it's reached. Most nights it's been 2 or 3 degrees Celsius, so not bad. And then the last few days it's actually been about 7-8 degrees at night, so it's much better at the moment. So yeah, you can see I've still got most of my plants out, like the Chilean guavas, which have been out all the time except for those very cold, very coldest nights. Even got some avocado seedlings down here. These are, well, this one's a Hass actually. It hasn't been protected even on some frosty nights. Light frost I have to add, so it's maybe got down to 0 degrees, 1 degree, possibly even slightly below that, but hasn't suffered any damage. But of course the patio will keep a little bit warmer than other areas of the garden. I've got my Washingtonia robusta here, which is definitely in need of some TLC. It probably needs a good repot actually. Need to get some of them weeds out. That's another point actually. The weeds have been growing like crazy this month, which is quite surprising. And these here are my Phoenix canariensis, or Canary Island day palms. These are the 2 largest Canary Island date palms. I've got a smaller one in the front garden. I did have 2 in the front garden, but one of them I lost last year during, it was actually summer, it died from root rot. The pot was incredibly oversaturated. So it wasn't the cold that killed it, it was actually the roots that got too wet. I think that was from a leak, actually, from the guttering. It was dripping too much water onto it. But yeah, these have been outside most of the time. I did bring them in when it got below about -3, -4, and they've been out since then. And they're still trying to push out some fronds, so I'm quite happy with the way these are looking. Now, of course, we've got a bunch of deciduous trees back here. We've got my pawpaws, which will be starting to wake up once we get into spring. Well, probably not till April, May, really, unless they have flowers, which I doubt any of these ones will be flowering. They're still a bit too young. I did graft these a couple of years ago, but yeah, I don't think they're quite ready to flower yet. I actually need to get all these repotted before they start to wake up. Yeah, the same with this persimmon here. Needs repotting quite badly, actually, before spring. That's going to be the theme over the next few weeks, probably well into March. I need to get as many things repotted as I can. Some things don't matter as much, they'll take a repotting at any time, but some of the more deciduous plants will need repotting while they're still dormant. And of course I also want to get some of these pineapple guavas repotted and into the ground as well, while they're still not growing actively at the moment. So we got one of my loquats here. This one I believe is Mrs. Cookson, or one of my Mrs. Cooksons. Yeah, so this one is Mrs. Cookson. It had pushed out a few leaves probably a couple of months ago now. It's got some more buds ready to open. I don't think it's going to produce any flowers for at least another year or two, but it's looking quite promising. These are also my Turkish variety of loquat. It's one I grafted myself. Got two of them here. Not looking too good at the moment, these older leaves, but they are getting new buds ready to push out. So yeah, it shouldn't be too long until they start to grow. Of course, we've got some much hardier palms here. This one I think is it's some kind of Trachycarpus. Which one is it? Yeah, this is Trachycarpus fortunei. It's the more common Trachycarpus that grows all over the country here. It's a very hardy palm. It'll survive pretty much anywhere in our climate. Even in a really bad winter, it'll be fine. I think this one is the Wagnerianus or Wagnerianus. Yeah, this is the Trachycarpus Wagnerianus. This one hasn't grown very much, but it's looking a bit healthier. Probably need to see if that needs a repot as well. Need to keep on top of these weeds, actually. Now, I wasn't going to feature these specifically, but I did recently get a few new plants. I didn't think they needed a separate video, but I might as well show them in this while we're here. This is a tayberry, something I've never grown before. It's a hybrid, I believe, with blackberry and raspberry. I could be wrong. So I thought that'd be interesting to try. I've got some more blueberries, mostly because I lost a few of my other blueberries, actually. I don't think they like the soil I put them in. It was a ericaceous compost, but yeah, they didn't seem to do that well. I might try these in the ground, actually. What's this here? Okay, some kind of little figlet that's dropped off one of my older figs here. I don't do anything with these figs, by the way, I just leave them outside. They're perfectly hardy enough to survive in the garden here. It's probably come off this one here. This is another little figlet that I never removed. It won't develop, it's going to be completely dried up in there, so there's no point leaving it on. I did attempt to air layer it. I don't know if it has rooted. I don't think, last time I checked, I don't think it had developed any roots, so I'm just going to leave it. I'm hoping I might get some brabers off this. This is a Cadota fig. It got close the other year, but definitely needs a repot to do better. Now I will do another video on some of my other plants that I've got in ground. I'll probably do that right after filming this actually. So yeah, I'll just wanted to do a quick update mainly on these palms in particular, as I do get quite a few questions about this Butyagrus and how it's been doing. Now I think I am going to plant this in the ground. There's a bit of a risk. Of course it's not a huge plant at this size, and it's incredibly expensive and rare. So if it didn't make it, yeah, it would be quite a loss. But I will give it some protection if I did plant it in the ground on the coldest nights, like I do with my citrus and avocado, just so I can make sure it does get through those coldest nights. And I think it will do much better once in the ground. And just for reference, I'm actually considering planting it right there where that old water feature is. So yeah, there was a rock here with it was like a water feature, stopped working. I think it got blocked up and I didn't like it anyway. I absolutely hated it. When I bought the house, I honestly thought it was a tombstone. It looked horrendous. So I ripped the rock out. It weighed an absolute ton, and I've still not got rid of the rock because it's, like I said, it weighs an absolute ton. So it's pretty much impossible to move. But yeah, I need to get that dug out. Probably need an electrician to also sort the wiring out as well. But yeah, then I'll dig a hole and plant that palm there probably. So yeah, as you can see, most of the plants out here will be absolutely fine, even if we got some cold weather over the next few weeks and month or so, which we certainly can do. We've definitely had cold temperatures in March before. We also have had snow in March before. What I have found though is the temperatures, once we get into March, they don't typically drop much below freezing for very long, if they do at all. So yeah, we should be fine now for most of the things I'm growing. So yeah, like I said, if we did get a really cold event, I will just move some of these more tender palms in for a few nights, like I did back in January. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this little update on this very sunny Saturday afternoon. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, and be sure to keep you all up to date on how my plants get on. And yeah, I'll definitely do some more updates on these palms. I'll probably get these repotted as well this spring. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.